Hello folks, and welcome back to Newbie Plays Gaming. I'm back from vacation, all rested up, so let's get started with Siege of Avalon. In the last episode, we started the quests with trying to save Elazar here. I talked to Elarath, and he said I had to get a route. Off screen, I got a route from Olin. So let's see if this is... Alright, here we go. Brother Crosby says, "Have you found the necessary incantation and ingredients?" Olin happened to have one of the ingredients we need. Return when you have the other. Oh yeah, I forgot there's an incantation as well. The incantation that will free... let's see. The incantation that will free Elazar from this curse requires one of purity and a few strange components, which Elarath believes I may be able to procure from Olin or the merchant Reyes. Incantation. Well, let's go back up to Elarath, talk to him. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better direction, because it's been, probably 2 weeks since I've last recorded an episode. Let's see. Okay, so I guess I gotta go speak to Reyes then, as well. So, the way the adventure log said, it made it look like you just had to talk to Olin or Reyes. But you have to talk to Reyes as well. I think he's in the inner Bailey, so let's go hunt him down. Alright, so Merchant Reyes is over in the corner here. He has these two fancy carts. Let's talk to him. Greetings, Anubis. I've heard an interesting tale lately. One you might know a bit about. I've heard that a unicorn has been spotted in the forest. I have seen the beautiful creature myself. In fact, I saved her from the Shahul. Wonderful. Did you know that their very presence can enhance the quality and beauty of the life around them? Before the war started, I spent several seasons searching for the lair of the unicorn. There I'd hoped to find some special flowers that grow in just such a region, and I'm sure it's a fascinating story, Reyes, but I have rather urgent need of a flower you may possess. What exactly are you looking for? Elarath said you may have a bit of swamp fire flower, as it is used sometimes in perfumes, and that was once your trade. I'm surprised Elarath would know that. Seems so long ago now, but yes, I believe I do still have some essence of swamp fire flower here somewhere. Let me see. He rummages through a dust-coated chest. Ah, here it is. He hands it over in a tiny vial. I can't imagine having any use for it nowadays, so you're welcome to it. May it aid you, Anubis, for I know you will serve the best interests of Avalon. Many thanks, Reyes. With this, I can save Elazar. When he is better, I will let him know of your assistance. Farewell. Alright, so now we should have all the ingredients we need. I think anyways. Or do we actually have to get some kind of incantation? I can't remember. I thought we had the incantation from, there was a book or something that I think Elarath has. I don't know. It's been a while. Can't quite remember, but hopefully we have everything. Alright, Elarath. Can you save Elazar now? Yes, I've recovered the necessary ingredients. Take these ingredients to Brother Crosby. With them and the incantation, you should be able to help poor Elazar. You have my most sincere thanks, as always, for your assistance, wise mage. Alright. Back heading downstairs. Now, as I mentioned, I believe in the last episode, there is that little marker that shows up when you're around here, so I think we're going to be going to like a different dimension or something. Have you found the necessary incantation and ingredients? I have everything we need. Excellent. He accepts the items and mixes them in a crucible. Now we can perform the incantation. Is everything prepared? He gives Elazar the tonic. Elazar has ingested the ingredients. You may begin whenever you are ready. Eso Garana Nessa Maka Aresh Vedobus. Ah! You must see this through the pain and complete the incantation, or else Elazar will surely perish. You grimace. Wekasa Mesta Elioteris Zamos Edis Sipu. As waves of agony wash over you, you find yourself rendered as immobile as a statue. Anubis, are you alright? You try to speak, but are frozen in place. Oh dear. Queen Nanesi, regarding you severely. I hereby accuse you, your brother Lieutenant Corvus, and the Mage Elarath of treason against Avalon, and thus of all the 7 kingdoms. Do you wish to enter a plea of guilty at this time? Apparently the Sha'ul have done quite a meddling with your mind, your highness. I shall interpret that as a plea of not guilty. Have you anything to say for yourself? I was accosted while trying to help rid Elazar of an illness likely caused by foul play. This hardly sounds like the activity of a traitor. Even now, I am more worried about Elazar's health than the outcome of this trial. Show respect for jurisprudence. As to your professed concerns over the well-being of Sir Elazar, he is recovering despite your efforts. Despite? I was working with the monks to save him. Silence! Now, your judge and jury shall be the lady and gentleman behind me, who, since we do not have a proper courtroom, are standing before the ceremonial seats of the homeland. As the highest-ranking member of this jury, King Ryance will be the only one seated. I know of the ways of justice. I will be found not guilty, and this will have been a waste of time. Please, let us dispense with the formalities. There is no reason to dawdle. She ignores you. Representing the kingdom of Cathea is the Lady Chadwick, betrothed of King Esdernus. Next is Kael, of the kingdom of Fornax and magistrate of their council. Captain Nicophorus is serving as the agent for Nisos, as that nation's ranking member in Avalon. The representants for Elithria and Eratoi shall be their appointed ambassadors, Lucius and Jofrit. She coughs, pausing. King Ryance shall stand in Orium's place, and finally, Lord Harold is acting as the delegate for Taberland. Would you like to choose someone in the jury to bear character witness for you? Let's see. So we can do not at this time, Captain Nicophorus or Ambassador Joffrit. I'm thinking Joffrit because, as it says here, we rescued his nephew from the clutches of the Sha'ul. Sure, we might be acquainted with Nicophorus, but we've helped out Joffrit, so. Ambassador Joffrit, facing you. Yes. It is good to see you again, Anubis. Though not under these distasteful circumstances. Yes, certainly not. He clears his throat and faces Nanesi. Recently, I was distraught over the disappearance and capture of my nephew, Edgard, who is very dear to me. It was clear to Entrau, Sir Roth's personal page, that I was distraught. When Anubis was informed by Entrau of my condition, he sought me out to assist me. Although I felt that asking him to go out of his way, while walking among the enemy no less, would be too much of a risk, he assured me that he would do his best. Yes, his best culminated in a safe return of my nephew from imprisonment deep within the Sha'ul camp. I do not believe a traitor would do such, indeed, be allowed freedom to do such. In addition, my nephew is tendered an account that precisely matches Anubis's. I am finished with my statement. Thank you, Ambassador Joffrit. You may continue now, Your Highness. Nanesi blinks distractedly. Comport yourself, Anubis. Now! The first we shall come to... That sounds a little weird. The first we shall come to is the issue of some items which have gone missing from several areas in the keep. So you're accusing me of thievery? I thought the charge was treason. You've had your chance to set up a background for others to view yourself against. Now it is my turn. There has been suspicion that you've been involved, since you must agree that it must be a strange coincidence that these items began disappearing shortly after your arrival. Indeed, Your Highness, I agree. It is a strange coincidence. However, that is all it is. In a keep so large, it could have been anyone. A pathetic rejoinder. But as you said, you are not on trial for thievery. Do you wish to consult a member of the jury to tender his or her opinion on your explanation? So let's see, we have no, Your Highness, I do not. Lady Chadwick, you are nobly born and would have no reason to steal. Would you care to hazard a guess at how many gold crowns are in my purse? Think you that I have need to steal any money? Or Ambassador Kale? You must be a perceptive man, indeed, to have reached the rank of ambassador in a nation of Fornax. How many pieces of gold do you estimate are in this bulging satchel at my side? Let's see. I think we'll appeal to Kale. More than I have earned in my position as magistrate for this season, for sure. While it may be that you have taken that which did not belong to you, it is true that Avalon forces upon us a unique set of circumstances which, even if they do not exonerate you for thievery, certainly mitigate the severity of the charges to a trifling. Indeed, with as much money as you have accrued through your travels, you can make more than just recompense for what you have taken, with thrice the currency it would take to purchase the items. In addition, it is true that you would not need to steal anything that you did not need. In an insular environment as provided by a siege, it is the odd bit that makes the difference. Odd bits such as enchanted rings, which cannot readily be made, especially considering the shortage of worthy metals I've heard of. He pauses to clear his throat. Please continue, Magistrate. He turns towards Nanesi. This point of alleged thievery is not worth pondering. We have been here for a quarter of an hour, and I have yet to hear any evidence that would implicate Anubis in, much less convict Anubis of, a treasonous plot. While it is true that I do not know him as much as I know of him, it is also true that I must remain impartial and submit my decision based on the virtue of the evidence presented to me. Quite simply put, none has. Thank you, Magistrate Kale. Your Highness. She pauses for several seconds. Next, we come to the point of the missing Earthstone. Perhaps you, or one of your cohorts, can explain why an ancient artifact with the potential for destroying Avalon is no longer with us. The Earthstone is safe with the immortal guardian to whom it originally belonged. She has been reunited with her people, the so-called Lurkers who inhabited the temple beneath Avalon, who, with her assistance, will ensure that the Earthstone stays where it belongs, in their possession. So you claim you have taken the Earthstone to another world. How comes it that you are able to travel to other worlds? Indeed, which world is it that you have traveled to? A portal unearthed from the ancient temple beneath Avalon was one of the original paths used by the Lurkers' ancient society to travel between the world and their astral plane, as they call it, which has been explained to be almost like another world. Elarath got the portal to function, his original intent being that it was to be used for the mass exodus of Avalon's inhabitants, should the keep ever be overrun. And what were you doing on this astral plane? The Shahul had occupied the astral plane, which, because of its special properties, allowed them to summon the spirits of Avalonians there to be meddled with. According to Palandrian, many of our fellows complained of nightmares, which were actually the result of their spirits being meddled with. In fact, Your Highness, yours was one of the spirits being meddled with. They paid special attention to you, which is likely the reason for this trial. A murmur passes through the assembled jury. Might I remind you, Anubis, that I am not the one on trial here? I am aware of that, Your Highness. In summation, The Earthstone is safe and shall never be a risk to Avalon again. A flimsy explanation, but if it is all you are offering, I will accept it happily. Very well. Please continue. I have heard that you have taken many trips to the Shahul-occupied village surrounding Avalon. Was this when you reported to your superiors? No, I reported to my superiors upon returning to Avalon. Muddam was my commanding officer at the time. Everything I did was under his direction, and most assuredly did not help the Shahul in the least. Rather, it set them back quite a bit. Such a simple explanation. How unfortunate for you that no one is here to back it up. With all due respect, Your Highness, it does not sound as though you have anyone to support your claims either. Perhaps. Now, Anubis, there is an army of skeletons beneath Avalon, where you recently traveled, supposedly to defeat a lich. How do you explain that? Let's see, do I explain it entirely? Say it's the work of Felius' assistant? And we'll explain it entirely. I have consulted with Sir Roth, Wacian, Felic, and Friar Massus on this subject, and the friar is currently attempting to devise a method of cleansing the area of this evil. Perhaps the lich left something behind when brave Felius, may the spirits guide him, and I defeated it. I am certainly not responsible for it. I have no knowledge of the undead. Nanesi raises her arm dramatically and looks as though she will speak, but is preempted from behind. King Rian's. What is that terrible noise? It sounds like, he cocks his head to the side oddly, like a chicken being strangled. Or a man yelling hysterically. Look, he is exhausted. To arms! The south gate has been breached. Oh dear. I didn't think we were going to go into this as quickly as we are, but apparently we are. Captain Calveric says, At last! Someone who can keep their wits! By all the spirits, lad, we're in our darkest hour. The Shahul have penetrated the south gate, and we've just barely managed to hold them at this barricade. To make matters worse, I have reports that the east gate and the Peasants' Bailey gatehouse are under serious assault now, also. How horrible. Tell me, Captain, how did this happen? Everything happened so quickly, Anubis, that it has been difficult to get an accurate count. My attempt to get a situation report from the nearby Peasants' Bailey gatehouse gained me nothing more than another casualty in my ranks. Blast those Shahul archers. From what little I've been able to piece together, Southgate's swift fall seems to have been made possible with the help from inside Avalon. More traitors. Will we never be free of such scoundrels? We've suffered mightily from them, that's for certain. But at least now they seem to have all shed their false colors. It's too late for the few honest men who remain in Southgate, though. Unless we can make sure that the Peasants' Bailey gatehouse does not fall, none of us will last much longer. How can I best aid our defense, Captain? Perhaps the good fortune that has seen you through so many adventures lately will hold a bit longer. If you are willing, I urgently need to know what's happening in the Peasants' Bailey gatehouse. Will you volunteer for this mission? Certainly, Captain. How should I make my way there? Access the catwalk, which leads to the gatehouse. It's on the 3rd floor of the outer keep. Don't take too long, Anubis, for planning some sort of strategy out of this mess is difficult enough already. Without the information you will gather, it will be nigh impossible. May the good spirits guide and speed you on your mission. I will make haste. Alright, well this is lovely. So I guess we're going back inside. Let's save. We'll do a new save, since we are approaching the end here. So Elaine has boarded that up here. And we need to make our way to the 3rd level of the outer keep here. Which involves going around over here. Well, I have missed a few things here. I'm wondering if maybe I was supposed to do this quest later on? Oh, here's something. Captain Avarice. Hold, Anubis. I've orders to secure this area, and I am in need of all able-bodied men that I can find. Sir, I'm on a mission for Captain Calveric now. Well, do we do the mission, or... I have other duties now, Captain, but perhaps I can assist you somehow. It's nigh impossible for me to find any extra men. Nearly everyone's caught up at the East Gate or the Outer Bailey. I've been so desperate that I tried to recruit some cooks, but they had already been pressed into tending the wounded in the Inner Bailey. A warrior of your caliber will be certainly a fine addition to our defense. As I said, sir, I must complete my mission for Captain Calveric, otherwise I would be glad to stand with you. Well, I shan't steal Calveric's man, but I expect to see you passing this way again soon. If it were anyone but yourself, I'd suspect you were simply fleeing combat. Your exploits have become quite well known, though, and I only wish I could have grabbed you before the captain did. Good luck with your defenses, Captain Avarice. I must go now, for Calveric urgently awaits my report. I suppose I'll just make do with the few stragglers that pass this way. May the good spirits defend you, Anubis. May they defend us all. Alright, there wasn't anything in here, was there? No, not that I can see. Okay. Double check, make sure there's nothing hiding around that we can steal. Doesn't look like it, so I think that was the stairway that we needed to go to. Also, I am noticing a little bit... Oh, what are you guys doing here? You guys were just gonna completely abandon me there. What the hell? Oh, nope, apparently they have to abandon me. Oh, well, that's lovely. In that case, let's do that. And let's do Shadow. Gotta remember where my Shadow spell is here. There it is. Oh, and look at those scorch marks from the Shahul here. Well, since, let's see. You know what, let's equip that, because a stronger fireball I think will help us here. And a whole bunch of people are dead. Who's the Smar again? Sir, please help me. Shahul and traders from Southgate have been pressing us heavily, and all my comrades have fallen. This pass cannot fall, or the Shahul will gain access to both the Peasants' Bailey and the Outer Keep. My commander should be on the first floor of the gatehouse. She can send reinforcements. She grimaces in obvious pain. I can't hold this area long. You must warn her. You're wounded, ma'am. She wavers in supporting herself with her sword. I must hold my post. They will not take long to regroup. Hurry, tell them Mara will hold this point as long as she is able to. I cannot leave you here to perish. My wounds are not so bad, and I'm no untried recruit. And she stumbles but steadies herself. I accepted my fate when I first took my vows as a blood rose. Though I must confess I know little of your order, I certainly respect your dedication. Still, perhaps it might be better if I remain here while you seek reinforcements. I cannot ask you to do that, good soldier. This gatehouse and the poor unfortunates of the Peasants' Bailey are our charge. Truly you are brave, but if holding this position is your responsibility, you had best serve your duty by alerting your commander. I am well, and you are not. To deny that I have a better chance of holding off the enemy than you now is foolishness. She gasps in agony. Very well. Your wisdom cannot be denied. I will go, if you can relieve me. Do not worry. I will allow no enemy to pass. I will be quick. May the good spirits protect you. Farewell. May they speed you on your way back. Alright. Oh dear. Oh dear. Burn them! Burn them all! And I totally love that this is taking like no mana at all. I am like an Uber. Alright, well a few people have shown up now. Circo says, "Our thanks for holding this point, brave one. I am Circo, and I command the Sisterhood of the Blood Roses here in Avalon. From what you've accomplished, and several rumors floating about, You must be either Anubis or Corvus. In any case, it is an honor to meet you. I am Anubis, and judging from the bravery of your soldier, it is likewise an honor to meet the leader of such a fine group of warriors. You have our thanks for saving Mara's life, and also for preventing the Sha'ul from overrunning our rear. How is it you came to be here at such a fortuitous time? By order of Captain Calveric, I am sent to determine the current situation here, ma'am. Though the attack from the South Gate catwalk caught us off guard, we have managed to prevent the enemy from breaking into the outer and peasants' baileys. Thus far from this position, they have pressed us rather heavily, and we have suffered considerable casualties. We need a key from the warden of the gates, Callum, in order to seal the doors between this gatehouse and the peasants' bailey. If you can seal off the peasants' bailey, what will your next plan be? Then we will be able to concentrate on the enemy attempting to access across the walkway from South Gate. Also, we may be able to provide reinforcement to the main battle taking place in the outer bailey. Unfortunately, since Callum has not appeared to seal the gates, he has likely been caught up in the assault. Still, we must have the keys to those doors. Have you any idea where he might have been when the battle began? Though it drains my hope to admit it, he usually spends most of his time in Southgate. If I thought we had any hope of success, I would personally lead an assault against Southgate, in hopes of recovering Callum and his keys. I hate to spare even one of my girls now, though, especially on such a hopeless mission. I can relay your need to Captain Calveric, who can perhaps find some way to help you. We would be very grateful for this. Otherwise, we will be slowly ground to pieces. My sisters and I will fight on with renewed hope, now that we have regained contact with the other forces here in Avalon. I will do all I can to make sure you get those keys, Siriko. May the good spirits protect you and your sisterhood in this dark hour. Alright, did we get any... Oh, we didn't get any points for that? What the hell? So anyways, well, that says retrieve the keys from the Peasants' Bailey Gatehouse and take them to Siriko. So, do they want us to just go ahead and take them now? Go get them now? I suppose it's possible. Oh, but nope. Never mind. We can't get through that gate there, so... Let's return to Calveric. Let him know what's going on. Can we go down here, maybe? No, because she's blocking the way. Anything special in here? No. Alright, back to Calveric. Well, it looks like Avarice has gotten quite a few people here. Oh, Corvus! Brother, it's good to see you again. Corvus. How have you fared since the trial, little brother? Have you seen any action yet? Just now I engaged some of the enemy along the catwalk that connects the Peasants' Bailey Gatehouse and South Gate. Lucky dog. I was just passing through here, hoping to find some Sha'ul myself. If only I could get closer to Southgate. Unfortunately, Captain Avarice is grabbing every able-bodied man who passes through here. Apparently, if Peasants' Bailey Gatehouse falls, this area may well become our last front. You better watch out for him, or he'll get you too. Luckily, I'm under orders from Captain Calveric now. Actually, I'm on my way back to deliver a report to him now. I've had enough of this useless standing around, while my little brother gets to have all the fun. Blast this useless empty room. If you know where the action is, I'll gladly follow you there. I'd be glad to have you by my side, Corvus. Let's get away from here. If I stay any longer, Captain Avarice may find a strategically valuable broom closet for me to defend. Come with me, brother. It's time to show you what our family can do. Does Corvus have any spells? He does have a couple spells. It's a good thing. How's his gear as well? A Lythrian breastplate. Well, let's look at his stats. So he's invulnerable to a hell of a lot of physical damage, even a good amount of magic and stun, and then he resists a good percentage as well. So definitely he's my big physical fighter here. Alright, let's go down, talk to Calveric. Then we'll see what we do next. There's patrol, there's Calveric. Have you completed your assessment of the Peasants' Bailey Gatehouse, Anubis? Indeed, sir. I even encountered a bit of action there, but before the Blood Roses completely secured the area. The women warriors have finally taken up arms then? That's good to know, for I've heard they are potent and deadly fighters once they are pressed into action. Do you believe they can maintain their position against continued assault from the enemy forces? The Blood Roses are holding their ground, sir, but their forces are being divided between the first level and the top of the gatehouse. No doubt the traders knew of the catwalk access. Fortunately, such a narrow area can be defended by a small number of troops. I can't argue with you there, sir. Eh? Anyways, is there any assistance we can provide them? We can't commit any more men there, you know, but we may be able to resupply them somewhat. Sirko seems certain they can maintain excuse me. Certain they can maintain their defense, and possibly even offer reinforcements to our forces here, if she can seal the doors leading to the Peasants' Bailey. To do this, though, she needs the key from Callum. Unfortunately, I cannot provide now. I have no idea where Callum might be. For now, they will have to do the best they can defending the gatehouse. Have you anything else to report on this situation? No, sir. Have you another assignment for me? Aye. Though it's one I've always hoped we would never have to consider. Retreat. In the event the enemy breaches the outer keep, escape through the caverns may be the only means of survival for the population of Avalon. To make this distasteful matter worse, the route is currently infested by an army of skeletons. These are believed to be the handiwork of the undead henchmen of the late Felius. Unless we can neutralize these mindless undead, we may find ourselves ground to bits between the two forces. I have worked with Felius and Bones before, sir, so perhaps I might have an advantage in dealing with this situation. My thoughts exactly, lad. I've heard much of your exploits in the caverns, as well as the necromancer's demise at the hands of a lich the two of you overcame there. Given your experience, I feel you are most suited man at my disposal to deal with this problem. Do you feel you can take care of these skeletons for us? I do not know exactly how I will manage it, but I will certainly try, sir. Too many people's lives, both soldiers and civilians, are at stake. Excellent, Anubis. Even though I loathe the idea of retreating, knowing that we will even have the option takes a great deal of worry from my shoulders. Not soldiers. I mean, I guess it takes away worry from the soldiers too, because, you know, they have somewhere to retreat to. 'Tis no small task, but you've developed something of a reputation for overcoming the impossible. He scribbles a note and hands it to you. Here, this will get Wacian to open the cavern door. May the good spirits light your way, and as you venture into the darkness against the undead. I will not fail you, Captain Calveric. Once I have taken care of the problem, I will report back. Alright, well, since we have gone through a lot of stuff here as far as the trial and all that other nonsense, I think we're going to take this opportunity to end it here for today. Definitely making progress, which is interesting. I didn't expect that the attack would come so soon, but apparently it did. So, oh well, makes it more interesting. Alright folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.